Hello, and welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast. I'm your host, Elissa Shuck. Whether you're going for that next promotion, looking for a job, or making a career pivot, I'll teach you how to navigate it all so you can have the career you want. Welcome to episode 73. Super excited to have you here. I've got my big giant cup of tea. Actually, it's tea in one of those tall coffee cups. But anyway, you don't need to know that. But I am ready. I'm ready for today's topic. Before I get started, though, I want to bring you up to date on a couple of things that are going on. In the month of September, when you enroll in Job Search Field Guide, I am going to throw in as a bonus for free one-on-one coaching. So that's you and me talking. It's for 2 hours, and I'll give you a full 2 hours straight, or you can split it up into 4 30-minute sessions. It's one-on-one private coaching added to Job Search Field Guide so that you can ask me any question you want, get the one-on-one coaching that you need so that you can take your job search to the next level. Also, because so many of you come to me really having a lot of stuff working well. You've got a great resume, you've got a great strategy, and you're applying for jobs and you're getting interviews, but something's going sideways in those interviews and something's not working. And you know that because you're interviewing, but you're not getting any offers. So on October 7th, I am releasing my interviews only course. I don't have a name for it yet, but I'll trust me, I'll get it to you when I have it. But it will be an amazing course that'll walk you through how to create awesome interviews so that you can land the job. And for those of you that don't need everything that's included in Job Search Field Guide, you just need to take those interviews to the next level so that you can land, then this is going to be the one for you. And I'm really basing it on my personal experience interviewing, all the interview coaching that I'm doing, because when I was in my corporate career and either change I wanted or change was thrust upon me, I knew that if I could just get in front of a person and I could have an interview, I would get the job. And my percentages were high, my friends. I think over 80% of the interviews that I participated in, I got offers. So I'm going to be sharing everything with you on how you can do that too in the interview course. And then later in October, that's what I'm aiming for anyway, my audio book will be out. And it'll be a 3-hour audio book all about navigating change in your career and how to make the most of it, and how, when it happens to you, how you don't have to let it take you out. You can actually find advantages from it. So stay tuned. I will definitely keep you posted on that. All right, now on to today's topic. For some reason, I just can't get this phrase out of my head, and that is, it's good to be you. Because it is good to be you. So many times we find it difficult to find what's good about us, especially when you're in a job search. And I think this is probably why people are always wanting to get feedback after they got rejected from a job. Because you're really like saying, okay, I want to learn from my mistakes. I want to do better. You know, the reality is, I think we're just wanting validation. We want someone to say, you were good. There was just someone that was a little bit better. As if that's going to change anything. You didn't get the job, my friend. So there's a lot better ways to find the good in you and to feel like it's good to be you without anyone else's involvement, especially not someone who rejected you for the job that you wanted. So I want to walk you through some ideas and a process for how you can do that. I posted a quote on LinkedIn recently by my favorite leadership author, Max Dupree, and the quote is, "We cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are." So simple and yet so true. So, how do we change who we are? Well, you may be trying a lot of things. I've tried a lot of things. Some people will think it's knowledge, right? If I just read that book, if I take that course, if I get that master's degree, those are the things that we think are going to change who we are. And it's not that that doesn't influence it. Absolutely. I can remember some great books. Max Dupree's book, Leadership is an Art, for instance. So many aha moments, so many ways that the information in that book helped me become a better leader, really set the stage. Because I read it earlier in my career, and it really set the stage for how I operated and how I approached my teams and led my teams. So of course that can help. There's going to be courses in continuing education and things that will help us make shifts in our life through knowledge, through capabilities that will very likely open up opportunities for us. But, and this is the big but, you can't truly change who you are. You can't truly take advantage of all of that input and additional knowledge and information without changing your thinking. Because you could have all the education in the world and be miserable. Why is that? If that's what changes you, you should be changed, right? No. Not unless you change your thinking about yourself. And that's because everything that's created starts with a thought, including the evolution of ourselves, including all the things we envision for ourselves, that we desire for ourselves, the picture that we have in our mind of what we could be doing with our life and our career. What does success look like for you? Thinking about it in the right kind of way, in a way that serves you and empowers you, is how you get there. Because you could have all the resources in the world and still not be achieving what you want to achieve because you're stuck in stinking thinking. If your thinking stinks, then you're never going to achieve your full potential. Just won't. It's not possible. It's not the way our brain operates. So, how do you change who you are so you can become what you want to become? Investigate your own brain. The thought that came to me as I was writing out some notes on this episode was that your brain is an operating system, right? Think of it like that. And how are you operating? What is running around in the background of your brain? What are the thoughts that you are habitually thinking? Are they thoughts like, this will never work? I don't know what I'm doing. No one will ever take me seriously. Like I said, sometimes those are running around in the background. They're often unintentional. No one would actually say out loud, maybe not, that's what you're thinking about yourself. This is why I love thought downloads, stream of consciousness, especially when applied to a specific circumstance. So if you were going to go for that promotion and you're having thoughts like this, no one will ever take me seriously. Ooh, I might not have all of the experience that I need. What if they reject me? Those thoughts are not serving you. Those are not the thoughts that motivate you to go for the promotion. Those are the thoughts that are keeping you stuck. If you have those thoughts going on in your brain, in your operating system, and it's running around in the background like a little virus, it's going to keep you from operating at your best. Just like when you got a virus in your computer and next thing you know, it's clunky, it's not working, things aren't launching properly, and you're not getting what you need out of it. This is what goes on in our brains as well. So taking an investigative approach, looking at your brain, stopping and thinking about your thinking, write it out. Thoughts are just sentences in your brain. And when you write it out, you will get them out of your brain, and it is now sentences on a piece of paper, which is a story. Do you like the story that you're reading? Hey, if you don't, we can change it. You have the power to change your mind at any point in time. You have the power to change the meaning that you're attaching to any circumstance, and the way you do that is by what you are thinking about it. There's another category that I'm calling outdated operating system. Someday I'll go for that promotion. This job isn't so terrible. I mean, I'm making good money. I can handle it. I can survive. I should be grateful for a job like this. This is outdated operating system thinking. And you know this is true because of the value exchange. And by value exchange, I mean the value that you are giving to a role and the value that you receive in return for that contribution. Yeah, you might be making decent money, but if it's sucking the life out of you, if you're not getting the intangible value out of it, like it's a cause that you care about, or it's using all your gifts and abilities, that's the intangible value that you receive. So when you're in a job where that value equation is wonky, then of course you're going to be unhappy. Of course you're going to be daydreaming about something else that's possible. But when you allow this outdated operating system thinking, like, well, it's okay. I can make it. I can survive. It's not so terrible. No, don't allow that thinking to be your, I don't know what the word is, your mainframe. Is that what it means? I don't know. But I think you get where I'm headed here, right? Don't let that be your operating system because you will be stuck. Have you ever had a computer that you didn't turn on for a while? And next thing you know, it's got updates and updates and updates, and you're hours into it. This is what happens when you're not updating your operating system in your head and the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself. Things just take longer when you're inconsistent with your updates. And that leads me to, what are you becoming? How do you get to that place? How do you create the career and the life that you want? It's by managing your thoughts consistently. It's about being a watcher of your brain, very curious, very compassionate, because the reality is that lots of these negative thoughts, lots of these thoughts that don't serve you are unintentional. And it's just our brain's way of surviving. But you can rise above that. That's why I want you to be compassionate and patient with yourself as you navigate these thoughts and you uncover them and you realize, wow, I thought I had that handled, but you don't. At least not at the level you thought. You're peeling back the layers of the onion and you are adjusting and you're being intentional and you're doing this consistently. So when you are identifying the unintentional thoughts, doing that download, get all those negative thoughts out of your brain, your next step is going to be kind of like trying on outfits. Try on other thoughts. Try on thoughts, and just like when you put on a new outfit and you look in the mirror and you instantly feel something, right? You instantly feel like, hey, I could pull this off. Or maybe it's like, whoa, no way, this is not me. The thoughts you're having about yourself and your career and what's possible for you will give you feelings, and that's how you'll know whether they are thoughts that are going to work for you. Some work for me and other ones don't. It's okay. I'll share a few of them that do work for me. One of my favorite ones is things are always working out for me. And I have found this to be true for almost forever. And so I think it's been one of those operating system things, right? Just kind of going along in the background. I was probably raised that way. There was probably someone spoke those words over me, or there's a spiritual aspect to it. Things are always working out. Whatever it was, it became part of my operating system. And then when I start consciously thinking about it, when something goes a little sideways, I could just remind myself, no problem, because things are always working out for me. Maybe this is one that'll work for you. I have everything I need right now. I don't need anything else. I have all the experience I need, all the value I need. Now I'm just going to leverage it to get what I want. My success, my promotion, my job is inevitable. Love that one because it really is. You will get one day. But what we often go to is, I hope I get a job. I hope I get the promotion. How about you just decide that it's inevitable right now? Hope is always out there. Hope is always in the distance. Inevitable is like the vacation that you scheduled and you know there's a day and a time that you're going to be getting on that plane, and you start living like it now. That's inevitable. So start living like you have that promotion. Start living like that job is inevitable. Remember, our brains are always looking for evidence that what we're thinking is true. That's why these kinds of thoughts like, this is going to be fun, things are always working out for me, are so powerful. Because when you think that, your brain is looking for that. It's looking for all the ways it's going to work out. It's looking for all the ways that an interview might be fun and exciting. Give yourself the thoughts that are going to help your brain look for evidence that it's true, the good kind of evidence, because our brains are wired that way. Our brain's job is to create harmony between the inner world of our thoughts and what we experience. So when you give it something better to work with from the inside, then the outside starts to match. It just works that way, my friend. It works. You have to be intentional. You have to be consistent. You have to be that troubleshooter, looking for the ways the operating system isn't serving you at its highest capacity, and then going in and doing the work to make it change. And I want to end with this. You are worthy of everything that you desire for your career. You really are. Take that one on as your first thought in changing up your operating system. You're worthy. Say it to yourself. I'm worthy. And then allow that to start to influence your thinking so that you can start to become the person you want to in your imagination, in your thoughts, and it'll happen a lot sooner than you might give yourself credit for. Go for it. I'll talk to you next time. If you like listening to this podcast, and you are going to love my program, Job Search Field Guide. This is a unique opportunity. I offer group coaching alongside a 5-step process to help you land a job quickly. So I hope you will join me in Job Search Field Guide. This is going to be revolutionary to your career journey and your job search, and you get lifetime access. So find it at elissashuck-careercoach.com, and I will see you there.